Hello everybody and welcome back to G for G, Games for Gamers. Today we're taking a look at a Facebook game, Heroes of Dragon Age. This game is also available for iOS devices and for Android. And here is the prettiest thing you will see about this game on Facebook, and then it's going to go all downhill from there, unfortunately. You see the screen, you're like, ooh, and then this happens, and then that happens. And it's like, oh boy. So, Heroes of Dragon Age is a gotta collect them all summons type game. Some ones that use similar logistics to that would be like Brave Frontier. You have Warriors on iOS. And it's basically one of those games where you get a currency, 2 levels of currency, the common one, and the more elite real money one, and you try to summon heroes with it, and these are all heroes that come from the Dragon Age universe, and you can combine them when you have crappy ones and duplicate ones. It's a mechanic you've seen before. I will say that Heroes of Dragon Age has been doing it a little bit longer than a lot of the other games like Brave Frontier. It's just you might not know about Heroes of Dragon Age until now. So you have these events over here, you have these PvP setups, you have other things that go on. Let's see, get ready for... So from the 18th to the 25th, the first Play All Day pack became available. This pack costs 17,500 gold and drops only rare or better heroes. Players have a chance to win epic or legendary heroes as well. And you get Grand Enchanter Fiona, who has just been updated. 25th and 26th, they'll refill your energy for only 3 gems, which is expensive. And from the 26th to January 3rd, the second Play All Day pack comes available, same cost, and you have a chance at winning Sandal. So, I've played this game for a very, very long time on an Android mobile device. It was my NVIDIA Tegra Note. It was the only device I had it on. The copy was not obtained through Google Play, and I guess it was an international version because the game would say, hey, there's an update, and every time I would go to Google Play, it would be like, nope, sorry, not available in your country. Well, just recently, right around the time, ironically enough, of Dragon Age Inquisition coming available, I started seeing a little bit more press for the game, and I have since discovered that there is a free American version on Google Play, and my data transferred over, so my account for this is pretty old. This is not a new and virginal account. I've had this for a while, and a lot of work has kind of been put into it. Now, I'll show you my hero setup over here. For this game, there is, of course, the rarity of your hero, and that is things like legendary, common, uncommon, and that is the borders around the characters over here. So you have epic in the red, you have rare in the gold, and then you have uncommon in the gray, and then common down here in the kind of coppery brown. So generally a lot of the epic ones are named characters. They're actually things like Morrigan, and you know, over here the Inferno Golem is no name, but the Corpheus, of course, is. So that is kind of an example. And then here in the rares you have these things like the Nugs. There is a freebie going on now in the game where you get this Silver Hala for free. And everything aside from its rarity has a color affinity. And it's called a faction. As you can see here, these guys are red. These guys, that's a giant faction. This is a white one. There's a blue. You have a black-white down here. So split affinity. You have a red. And of course the blacks are a lot of the evils, the zombies, the Hurlocks, the Genlocks. A shot over here is a red. Walking Corpse, of course, he's black. And they also have groups that they belong to. So here, this one is Demonic and Warrior. This one is Demonic and Warrior. He's a creature in Demonic. the nugs, creatures, mages, circles, the inferno golem, dwarves, and golems. Heroes in the front row have an increased chance to damage. Heroes in the back row have an increased chance to crit and increased health. So you're going to want to put your beefier guys up front, and you're going to put your DPS heroes in the back. Now, to give you an example of why I think it's not as good on Facebook, is if you look at these graphics, and this is all you know about the game, you're like, okay, this doesn't look too bad for a Flash game. But, hey, it's, it's free. What are we complaining about? When you see this on a tablet, when you see this on an Android device of at least a 7-inch screen or higher, this is very nice. It's pretty. The animations are fluid, they're solid, they're not stunted whatsoever. It looks great, but if we watch her... Well, the screen got in the way, but... You can see it a little bit, it's just slightly stunted. And if we go full screen, the graphics get a little bit better, but they get even more laggy. Like, watch her staff now. It's hard to describe. You can see it sometimes, but it's way prettier. This looks like a game that was like an old 800 by 600 resolution that is, just simply being ramped up. So one of the mechanics that you have in the game is that you can consume and fortify your heroes. And that is typical of summon games, is that when you get summons that you're really not too happy with, no, see, I wasn't trying to sacrifice, I put it here. Okay, well, apparently you have to back out if you want to change the hero, otherwise it assumes that you're trying to do a sacrifice. That's weird. It's actually cut off a little bit. So if you played Brave Frontier, which is getting a lot of press in the media, a lot of commercials for it, Heroes of Dragon Age is not going to be a stretch for you. If you're a fan of the Dragon Age universe, you're probably going to really like this game. I mean, this kind of reminds me of the rock lady from the first game, whose name I forget. When you go over to Fortify, you can actually blow away old heroes to increase certain statistics on the other one. So I'll give you an example. Move the rock right there, and what I can do is I can take one of my little poopy commons over here, and I can increase his health or his damage. So this will take this Herlock Grunt, be used to increase his health, and it will take him up 22 health over there. So that's the Fortify mechanic. The Consume mechanic is a straight up give me your experience and make me better. So if we take a spider, for example, who I used for quite a long time, and I sacrificed this zombie, you can see here, I'm probably going to gain about a level and a half. I'd go up to 10, and stuff happens there. So, again, a mechanic you've seen before if you've been a fan of any of the summon type games. Brave Frontier would be one of them. There's definitely a few out there. There's one that I have in my memory a little bit. I haven't played it in a while, so I've kind of forgotten the name of it. Is it a bard? Yeah, it's there. It's a little hazy at the moment. I don't think it was Epic Warriors or Warriors on iOS, although Warriors on iOS has got some similar mechanics to this game. Lately, they've been saying that the game is really money hungry, and that the patch that introduced the Nexus. They call it the Nexus patch. This used to be called Quest and Battle. Quest is PvE, Battle is PvP, but they say in the Nexus patch that things... They just got a little bad. They got a little money hungry, things got expensive. If you go to the store, gems are your real-life translation currency, and gold is what you earn in just about everything you can do. So here's the starter pack. You can see that's 20 bucks. That's expensive. But it contains 3 legendary heroes, the Corrupted Spider Queen, the First, and a Steel Golem. You get an epic Sig run, and also contains 4 legendary runes. Maybe, to me, that seems more like a $10 or $15 value, but okay. You can get an ultimate pack for $1, drops 1 hero, 1 rune. They're epics, you can purchase it only 1 time. And then you have these, like, semi-flash sales that go on. There are these limited sales. And the pack, 10 heroes, 2 are rare, 5 are epics, 1 guaranteed legendary, 2 or more epic or legendaries, chance at the ultra-legendary Grey Warden Vivanne, that's who that is over here. Also increased odds of Grey Warden heroes like Duncan and Ogren. So, this 38 is not too bad, but as you can see, that's about 1/3 of what I've got. Here's the Play All Day pack that they were talking about. So that's a pretty good chunk of gold for me. Pack drops a guaranteed rare with a chance at an epic or legendary like Fiona. Here's the Soldier pack, and here is the Recruit pack. The Soldier is an uncommon, the Recruit is a common. So I'm actually going to go ahead and drop the coin to get one of these Play All Days, and we'll see what happens. So, I got a Chevalier, and he's an epic, so that seems to be worth it. He is definitely going to be a frontline guy based on that health over here. He belongs to the white faction. He's an epic. He belongs to nobility, Relsian, and warriors. He cannot be slowed, but he's more likely to be hit. He's got a normal attack. So, what that is your heroes belong to quick, normal, or slow, and that kind of determines when they go in battle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to beef this guy up a little bit. We're going to go to consume, and I'm going to try to get him some levels from some of my scrubby characters. So we're going to come down to the commons and uncommons over here. Alright, that's a level 1, that's a level 1. He is, I think he's a white faction, so let's see if we can give him some whites. Not to be racist, man, you know. So we'll throw him a common. That Blackstone's been used before. I've used the werewolf a little bit, used the spider for a little while, used the bear for a little while. Apostates and mages, outlaws and rogues. I think we will give him this because he's considered a warrior. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and consume. And his chance at doing critical damage has gone up. And he went up about 1.5 levels. So he gained some strength and he gained some health. And he's still at about 1% chance to do extra damage. Some nifty things about this game is that when you go and hit battle, which is PvP, you have a chance, and on the tablet you'll see a timer. While the timer counts down, you can say, you know what, mulligan, I don't want to fight this group. So, I gain 15 if I win, I gain 16 if I lose, which means I probably outgear these guys. So, it seems like I don't on paper, and they have a battle mage, so I'm going to skip this one. And these guys look like it's a little bit of a better fight. The stats say it's a bigger risk, but without having a battle mage in there, or Drake, or Dragon, I might win this, so we'll see what happens. Combat is completely unattended. There's a faction hit. There's a stun, which is great. Another stun hit. He's great. I love him because he decreases the damage of the entire enemy team. So she healed herself. So we're probably gonna win this. So now they're down to one person. We have the bar on the top of the screen that shows the flow of battle. And that's it. So that's kind of what PvP looks like. As you can see, I was a little bit undergeared. My starting health was lower. My damage dealt was much higher because of my stuns. I had the color in my favor, so rock, paper, scissors was kind of in my favor. It tells you the MVP, which is who's done the most damage. It's usually my mage Bethany, or it's Corifus. And I had everybody survive, and they had nobody survive. So you can level up by consuming. You also level up by battles. My Inferno Golem's gone up. He's gained power, and he's gained... Wow, that's a lot of health on that guy. And I gained 86 experience, 298 gold, and that's that. So PvP is not as pronounced as some other games, but there are tournaments and ladders and everything like that. If you go over to Heroes, there is a gallery, similar to the galleries you see in Final Fantasy games, that will show you things that you've encountered. So you can kind of read up on them a little bit and see... you have like all summoned, you have these groups. And if we just click on something over here, if you haven't encountered it, you'll get this black silhouette. And you can see how they ramp up a little bit. So you have these different levels down here at the bottom. And you'll see at level 4, the mace has changed a little bit, and the outfit is a little bit more involved. Meryl's a blue-white. So that's pretty much the game. I recommend if you have a decent tablet, playing on a tablet. I think you will enjoy it more. You have the mobility of it, the portability. The graphics are a little bit better. If you're gonna do it on Facebook, don't play it on a tablet, because you'll see how the other side lives. You'll see how much nicer it is. If you don't have an Android device or an iOS device capable of running this, then I would say it is a fun game to get involved with on Facebook. You may discover that wallet warriors are a little bit bad on here, or that the game requires money to do well. But, you know, in PvE, I have not really had to drop that much money on this, and it's been enjoyable. And with this new 17k pack, you get a chance at a decent hero for the in-game currency that's not hard to get. I mean, I was U17 and, you know, still got 23. I can get another pack if I want. So, your gems are your real-life currency. You've got, if you like the Dragon Age universe, you're going to enjoy this game. And with Inquisition being out, it's a good time to start with this game. So, hope you enjoyed this video. The Facebook game and iOS and Android tablet game called Heroes of Dragon Age. It is a summon consume type game. The mechanics out there and others, and it takes place in the, you know, the Dragon Age universe, which of course a lot of people love. So take care, everybody.